funny how it's weird how when you get into certain things, when you realize you can't go back to the way things were. When you're talking about mafias and families, understand something. A lot of families are like mafias. I've been in places where I met a lot of people that you would call pristine in the street, and they were connected to my family, and in turn they were connected to me. So understand something, man. It gets deep in these streets, spiritual and regular. When the worlds meld, it is something to be studied because you never know who knows who, you know what I'm saying? You never know who knows who, man. You never know who knows who. You never know who you're related to. And when you find out the truth about your heritage, it is insane, man. It's insane. You don't know what your real birthday is. This is somebody's sister that's playing clueless about everything, about a bank account. This could be Bank of America. Take that as resume. I heard Chase. MNT. Facts. But this is mother figure. This could be somebody's sister. Somebody who raised you. This person lied to you about what. And understand something. Wow. It ties into banks. It ties into what your family owns. There's people that keep things from you. You got businesses that you don't even know you have based on what these families are involved in, what your family's involved in. You would never even know unless you did your own investigation or someone tells you. When you think of somebody like J.P. Morgan, they were involved in so many things. Notice that banks dealt with the underworld from the beginning. Don't get it twisted. We're talking about biblical times. The banks dealt with the underworld from the beginning because there had to be a ledger on what you made. People have always thought about going into legitimate businesses even back then. I don't care how street you was back in biblical times. You had to have a ledger of what you were doing. And nobody can do that better than the bank with you. And it goes all the way back into Roman times, things of that nature. Julius Caesar, he had to be cool with the bank. He had to. He had to know what he was spending and what he was bringing in. And understand that this deals with kings, queens, diplomats, tyrants, all that. There always is a ledger. If you don't know what you spend, how are you going to know what you making? That's where the get me money era fucked up, right? Go get it money era. When people started spending more money than they could count. It's one thing for God to count the money for you, and it's another thing to spend more money than you can count, and you don't know what you spent. This is how people game you in this game we call life. If you don't know what you spent, man, you fucked up. Because people will try to steal from you. I've had it happen to me. I'm looking at them, telling them, like, I know you stole. I know what I paid. So I always kept a ledger on what I did, man, in my brain. Like, I can calculate what I've spent. I can calculate what I've made. Man, you talking about hundreds of millions of dollars is not enough. When I tell y'all Nigeria, man, y'all coming up and y'all gonna pay y'all ass off. Ooh, the money I'm bringing into y'all motherfuckers right now. You think I'm stupid? You still stealing. You still stealing knowing you owe. You owe Pa Alegba. You will pay what you owe to me to pay tribute. Trust me. Look in my eyes. Think I'm playing. You'll see the gangster in me one day. But you see it now, right? And understand something. There's a place for that. I want y'all to understand God has a place for that, man. Because the term gangster was not always negative to an extent that you think. These people built businesses. They built ways of life, right? And the Italian mob went into doing legitimate things. The Jewish mob also. The black mob in a lot of places. And I can't deny my heritage. We had gangsters in my life, in my family. Now, with me, I mostly delved into more legitimate things as I got older. So understand something, there was a past of mine that was illegitimate. But I let that go a long time ago and I started to change my life. You feel me? But don't get it twisted, that shit is still in me. I don't use it. But to understand negative and positive, sometimes, like I said, you gotta go into that darkness to come into the light, man. And when you deal with somebody who dealt with illegitimate funds back in the day, who legitimized themselves, let me tell you something. The reason that is for you to better yourself. I don't do illegitimate things no more. I stick to legality. And I made a legal business with Nigeria. Don't get it twisted. Nigeria's money is more legal now because of me than anybody else's that they got. I legitimized Nigeria. Look how real that is. A black man from New Orleans named Brian Anthony Jackson legalized Nigeria's money. They couldn't believe it when they saw my ex-fiance's bank account. Like, yo, look at this man, what he's doing. We building airports. But you got to pay that toll. You're going to pay that toll. Trust me. Because God says you have to. You got Mexico involved in things like that, man. Mexico got a piece, man. When I think of what I was into when I was younger, right? Cartels and things of that nature were prevalent in America, even now. And there are sleeper agents where we talk about the what you would call the shadow of the cartel, which is the shadow organizations that delegate order, that trying to protect the people, because there are people out there hurting innocent people. So all of this plays a role. It deals with drugs, it deals with money, it deals with transactions. All of this is being revealed. And they said I was going to be the revealer, which is true. I already knew that. I knew I tell more truth than lies. And I'm not accustomed to lie. Man, y'all don't know, man. When they put me under sensory deprivation for about 15 years, I seen a lot in the dark. My family basically left me to myself. That's how real it was. And they locked me into these places that I shouldn't have been in, because I wasn't crazy. I'm not crazy now. And the things I was involved in, Italian, Irish, Jamaican, all types of things. Man, so much stuff was revealed. Like, you know how many hands you touch? Cartels and things of that nature. Y'all think I'm playing? It's real. Let me tell you something about my past, man. When I was a drug dealer, I wasn't on no tiny level where it was just so small that it couldn't be noticed. And a lot of people understood that. They was like, yo, this dude is rising up. And I was doing things, and then I got into the stock market. People were watching me like, yo, he's legalizing his money. He's legalizing his money. And I bought into things that eventually spiraled into something great. My father did the same thing. I learned from him, and he learned from me. Notice that this was a transaction of minds. My father learned from me like I learned from him. He taught me things, and I taught him things. This is how he stayed great. He had a young mind to give him instruction on what he can do to better himself. See, my father was waiting in the weeds with me. And he was dealing with the woman I was dealing with. He was doing things behind my back, and I didn't know. This is how real it is. I didn't know because I didn't think my father would betray me like that. I said I gave him no reason to. I'm your loyal son. More than my brother Richard. Richard was running behind him on a lot of things. Me, I was standing on my own. And I could live with nothing. I know what it's like to have basically nothing. Not just being homeless, but basically not having $1 to your name. And it's like they say when people think about riches, right? You could have a lot of good stuff and nothing. I've had both. So understand when the veil was removed from my life, people were noticing at the blessings that I had. I had a lot of blessings. And they were jealous. Look at how he lived his life and look at what he got now. God gave that to me. I deserved that blessing. God said this was for you. But people didn't want me to have it, so they took it away. But I'm gaining everything back. This is how simple it is. So for the nicer things in life, it's something that you're blessed to have. And it does not make me think I'm better than you. Because there's still things that they still took from me that I got to gain back. My grandparents, now I earned that. It's more than just robberies I did back in the day when I was a youth. And drug dealing, it's about what I put lasting on this earth that was positive, working jobs, building systems. They had to moniker what I did. Not just monitor, but moniker. They was like, look at how he does this. So, am I a big deal to people? Yes. Do I think I am? No. And a lot of people say you need to really capitalize off of that. I'm capitalizing by telling you the real. And it makes a lot of people jealous to know you've been watched all this time and we thought we were having this secret joke and now you know. But you've been new. I've been knew how people was looking at me. I just didn't say a word. And I'm building organizations in the background. Y'all don't know, man, this underworld shit is still in my life and I'm not even participating like that. But I'm participating because I was in it since birth. This is in my life. You can't escape what your past was. You can only look forward to the future. And understand something, there will always be a place for the balance in my life. I have to look at my negative as well as my positive and capitalize off of the good in me, not the bad. When they were trying to offer me women and things like that nature, I was like, that's cool, but I'm never going to trade on God. And that's what God respected, that I stuck to him, that I said, my life belongs to you, Lord. I'm your loyal servant. And I meant that. I meant that in my creed. I meant that in everything I did, man. The military owes me. Whether they like it or not, they got to serve up. I've done too much. More than most people can do. It's more than just going out there on the battlefield with a gun. You feel what I'm saying? Which I could do, and they know I could. It's more than just advising people on war. It's about the ideology that I fought for this country when nobody accepted me. That's how real it is. A lot of people don't know mobsters helped in a lot of wars. Gangsters helped in a lot of wars. Don't get it twisted. It's all in American history, round and round as you go. Even the cartels, y'all. It's that real. So understand where you come from and where you're going in life. And know that you keep God with you. Don't think about the past so much as your future. And know that you can change any outcome that you were involved in. That's how real it is in life. I thank God and bless y'all. Amen. Y'all have a blessed night. Blessed morning. In the witching hours, I give y'all blessings and love. Amen.
Yeah. Somebody thought that you were going to take an offer. Yeah, that's so. Somebody invested into an emperor energy. Somebody invested into somebody that could be a boss. Somebody could be the boss of a situation or operation.